What is up, everyone? Pastor Jamz here, back with another review, and today we're doing the fourth studio album by Nothing Nowhere, Trauma Factory. Nothing Nowhere is a pop punk emo rap artist. I know that's a lot to take in, and I know that people are usually driven away by those genres, especially the subgenre emo. Now, when I talk about emo, I'm not trying to say that it's negative or that it's just gonna be sad. I just think that subgenre brings out a lot of emotion and in-depth creativity if it's done right. I understand that, yes, I know I'm saying I'm not the biggest fan either, but I'm not afraid. I'm familiar with the genre, and I'm not to say that it's not just gonna be some heartbroken story or whatever. But there's cases where it is like that, and I'll get to them more later in the video. Anyways, it's fine if you don't like a certain genre, but I do discourage just not liking it just because of the way it sounds. Like when I say industrial rock and you've never heard an industrial rock song, don't say that you don't like it because you don't know what it sounds like. But I do gotta say that a certain genre that I don't like is modern country. I think it tries to sound like the newest R&B hits, and they try way too hard. But I do like country from older country or country within the 2000s. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Um, so right away we're met with trap influenced productions from Nothing Nowhere in this 41-minute, 14 track album. And I gotta say, that was quite interesting coming from Nothing Nowhere. So, when I came into this album, I was pretty excited and more excited when I heard that it was trap influenced. So, given that fact, and I just said that, you know, emo, the subgenre emo is mostly oh, I'm just sad or I'm depressed or whatever. Since trap is so repetitive, that does happen in some of these some of these tracks of the album. And I think he tries to stray away from that a lot and tries his best to express himself more. But this is some of the more milder stuff that I heard from Nothing Nowhere. And I really wish that he would have brought out more experimental stuff, even though he was being a little experimental with the trap influence stuff. Like the best tracks that he really gets down on his roots and really just expresses himself in a way that the listener finds it very interesting and parts himself from everyone else. Is Exile, Death, Pretend. Those are the tracks that really just are hard hitting and really, you know, blends all those elements together of pop punk, emo rap, and trap music. But then you have tracks like Pain Place, where it has a god awful feature, and the production tries to sound like some lo fi BS motivational stuff that does not fit the album at all. And then you have Crave, where he tries a new flow, does not fit him at all, I swear. But other than that, you know, when you have tracks like Lights, Buck, and Love or Chemistry, you know, you can't really tell a story if it's heavy trap. Because trap necessarily is just repetitive, and it's really difficult for him to stray away from the stereotypical I'm just sad or I'm broken, I'm broken, I'm broken. You know what I mean? But that's not to say that they're bad tracks. They're just more of the milder, decent ones. And I really wish he just would have been more experimental in bringing out the trap genre, because the trap genre, in my opinion, is getting a little stale. And I think if I had to choose anyone to do an experimental album with trap music, would have been Nothing Nowhere. And I guess I think I set the bar a little too high, and I'm not trying to say that this is a terrible album. This is like amazing, and in some areas, but of course there are flaws that need or could have been leewayed. Another thing I love is his pop punk tracks. Like Blood and Upside Down, Buck. Those tracks, they're fast paced, they're lively, they get straight to the point, and they do provide lyrical standpoints, and they're not like generic at all. And the features Kenny Hoopla and Judge, that's pretty good. They do come through on the track, even though I don't know who they are. But I think if you're looking for something that's more story based, or like something to start you off, I guess, in this album, you could go to Real, where he really explains himself. And I wish he could have taken that element and incorporate it into the trap influence beats. There's nothing wrong with straying away from the traditional trap. You can stray away from the repetitiveness and just the generic trap beats. The production on this thing is amazing. However, in the trap beats, it stays traditional, and I wish he would have been more experimental, especially in the pop punk and the emo rap tracks. I think he does great with the productions. However, could have been more like loud drums, or clashing drums. Fast make it more fast paced. I think that would have been awesomer. No, awesomer. That's not a word. But yeah, I think that we're gonna wrap this up. Let me see if I have anything else to say. Nope, I don't have anything else more to say, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. I'm giving Trauma Factory by Nothing Nowhere a decent 6. I really love the highlights on this album. Really love them, and I think he did great. However, I just think he could have been a little bit more experimental in some of the more milder tracks, especially the trap ones, since he was being experimental in that field, and this is some of the more milder stuff I've heard from him in a while. So anyways, that is the video. Let me know what you all think. It's going to be in the description below. And check out my favorite jams and the sour jams. See you all on Saturday for Jams of the Week. Peace. Stay safe.